In a previous video, adding and editing songs, I went over how to work in Planning's song library. In that video, I briefly went over the media section and how admins and editors can curate a selection of preferred song recordings when adding or editing songs. This video is a bit of a continuation to that, as we go over to the Rehearse tab of your services. Let's begin by opening a service. I've already got 4 songs on this particular plan: The Heart of Worship, I Surrender All, Amazing Grace, and I Surrender All Again, but in a different key. Now, while we're here, I'm going to edit The Heart of Worship and leave a note to reference the Sonic Flood version. And then I'll save. That puts a note right there on the service order for your team to see, and I'll explain what this note in particular means in just a moment. So, let's move on and click on the Rehearse tab. Now, this is where scheduled team members will find all the song materials they need to be prepared for the service. They can reference the selection of recordings for listening and practice, and review lyrics and chord charts here. Anyone can access this page regardless of their permission level, although certain users will only be able to view services that they're scheduled for. Now, if I click on Heart of Worship, you'll see that there are a couple of media options here, namely this Matt Redman version and the Sonic Flood version. That note that I left on the service item tells my team to prepare the Sonic Flood version for this particular service. Now, typically, once you have your selections chosen, you probably won't need to mess around with the selection very often. But let's say you, as an admin or an editor, need to edit the selection for whatever reason. Just click Edit Song, then scroll down and click Manage Media, and add or remove the media files of your liking. You can link a brand new YouTube video, choose different Spotify and Apple Music options, and even upload your own MP3s. Now, when uploading MP3s, please make sure you're compliant with copyright laws and licensing terms. You can contact your licensing company for more details. Back to the demonstration, I'm going to close out of this window. Now, if you need to adjust your slide breaks or your Chord Pro, upload attachments, etc., you can do that all from here and just click Save to make sure you save your changes. When you're done making edits, navigate back to Services and get back to that Rehearse tab. One thing to note here for Spotify and Apple Music: users will only be able to listen to 30-second snippets for recordings being sourced through these 2 streaming platforms. Now, users can unlock the full recordings by connecting their personal Spotify or Apple Music accounts, and I'll link the article on how to do that below this video. The rest of this page is pretty straightforward. Remember how I Surrender All is scheduled to be played twice during the service in 2 different keys? Well, if you click on the 2 I Surrender Alls here, the chord chart will adjust keys automatically for you, given that the song has Chord Pro data entered. Of course, the song will also be accessible on your Music Stand apps. If you're not sure what Chord Pro is, I've linked some helpful articles below this video. And with that, we've completed our walkthrough of each of the main functions of planning, starting with the People page to the Service Rehearse tab. You're now equipped to plan and schedule your own services, and if you run into any questions, make sure to check out our library of support docs under the support section of our website.